Hi, welcome to the New Wave Cooking Club. I'm Jennifer, the executive chef for New Wave Oven. Today we're going to do a low-fat blueberry muffin. And I've already got some cooking. They're almost done. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you a lot of tricks along the way to help your muffins come out great and fluffy. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a big bowl. I've already pre-measured everything, but it's flour, cornmeal. It's going to give it that nice flavy, fluffy texture. Salt. Okay, baking powder. Now this is really important. You have to measure correctly on this. Too little or too much will ruin the muffins. So just take your finger and even it off. Okay, this is my favorite trick. It calls for buttermilk. You don't have buttermilk, but everybody has white vinegar. So, per 1 cup of milk, you take 1 tablespoon of vinegar. So, we have 2 cups of milk. Just give it a little stir. We're going to let it sit for, a minute or so while I continue on. So this is absolutely fantastic. You'll never know the difference. Okay, so we got our milk. Then I'm using grapeseed oil. We're going to use 3 tablespoons of this. This is where our fat comes in. Now these have 5 grams of fat and 1 gram is saturated. So if you're watching your fat grams, this is an awesome recipe. Okay. We're going to use apricot, nectar, or jam, whatever you have. If you have peach, peach is awesome. The only thing I don't recommend is like a blueberry or a grape because then it'll just be too blueberry-ish. Okay, so we got our half a cup of that. Orange zest, we want to get as much flavor in these because we're not adding all the fat. Orange, wash it. I just take a zester and right over the bowl, zest until, you don't want to go right down to the white because that's the bitter part of the orange. So just run it over, and what's going to happen is it's all going to be on the back of my utensil here. Do you see this? So just push it in there. Okay, let's put this off to the side for a minute so I can show you egg whites. Okay, egg white. We need 4 egg whites. If you're a baker and you've ever kneaded egg whites and you crack them right into the bowl, and if you get a piece of yolk in there, your egg whites are ruined. So I always crack my egg in another dish. And then I transfer it to the egg whites. So that way, if you're on the 4th egg, you're not throwing out and wasting. Okay, let's bring this back. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give this a good beat. It doesn't have to be stiff, just mix it in. Mix it right in there. Scrape your bowl because you would be surprised how many egg whites are still in the bottom there. Okay, time to add our milk. Now what we're going to do is we're going to stir this as we're adding the milk, and I like to put a little, we call it a well, and I'm going to add about, I don't know, 1/3 at a time and incorporate this. So over here to my left, I have, or probably your right on the computer, I have some blueberry muffins that I've already done ahead of time, but we're going to go through the whole motion of showing you how to bake them. Don't worry, it will all incorporate. And we still have to add the blueberries. Now the blueberries, if you want to use fresh blueberries, that's fine if it's in the summer and they're priced right. Right now they're very expensive, so I just went ahead and got frozen ones, which they're flash frozen, so they're frozen without any sugar. So you're just really getting the, and I think for a recipe where you're going to bake them and bring them up to a temperature, it's just fine. Okay, we're going to add our vanilla. 2 teaspoons. Whoops, we'll just go a little bit short on that one. Incorporate it. Oh, this smells awesome. Okay, going to add our 2 cups of blueberries. The thing with baking is you have to be exact, otherwise it just doesn't come out. With food and onions and mushrooms, garlic, you can kind of just throw it together and make it work depending on if you like onions or garlic. So this is one of those exact kind of recipes. Okay, here we go. We're going to walk over to this oven. Now, there's 2 different ways that you can cook these, or I should say the 2 different muffin cups. We have the silicone and we have the paper. Now, the paper, triple your cups and you'll be fine. The silicone, you can get these at one of your favorite convenience stores or kitchenware stores. I love these. I do the egg sandwich in here, everything. So what I do is you can either do 2 things. You can take an ice cream scoop and scoop it in. But see, to me, this is even too messy. So the other method I do is I put it in a measuring cup. Oops. Let's just wipe this up a little bit. All right. Then I just pour it in about 3/4 of the way full. And just take your finger and stop the batter from. And it is easier if you fill the cups while the muffin cups are on the 1-inch rack. Okay, so we've got that settled. We're going to put our top on. Now we have an analog here, which means we're going to turn the dial. Make sure that your power level is on 10. We're going to give it 15 to 17 minutes. Now the trick with this is if your muffins you feel are getting too brown, I'm going to go over and reveal, go ahead and take a piece of parchment paper and you can, about 14 minutes in, if they're too brown, you can just put this on top and it will continue to cook through but stop the browning process. All right, so let's come over to our ones that we already have baked. Yum. Okay, these are our blueberry muffins. Just put them in here. I like to serve the apricot jam with them instead of using butter or margarine if you're really watching your fat grams. So just load them up and bring them to the table. There you have it, low-fat blueberry muffins. Until next time.